Hi, Shalonda. Hey, Brooklyn Miss, Magical. Hey, Xander, Promeo, Chase Monet, Rocky, Amazing, My Manifestation, Angela, Alicia, Lavette, Mulata. What's up? That's my cancer baby. Angela Jackson. I'm back. Murillo Hernandez. Oh, Marilu Hernandez. Chase Money Intuitive Tarot. What's up? Sweet Jensen. What's up? All right, Maria Fernandez. So we're going to talk about, good afternoon. Your name is Robert. Hey, Robert. You love watching me? Thank you, Robert. My uncle name is Robert. My uncle name is Robert. Live from UK. Yeah. Shari London. What's up? Okay. Hey, Catherine. All right. So your birthday is March 13th. Oh, okay. My baby is March 16th. He's a Pisces too. My mom is March 18th, and my uncle Robert is March 18th too. My mother and my brother, they both have the same birthday, but they were born 2 years apart. My earrings? You like my earrings? Yeah, so we're gonna talk about, somebody wanted me to talk about the avoid, hey Mary Baines, the avoidant, yes, the avoidant person or personality. Okay, so I know that many of you are curious as to why people pull away, why they don't commit, how to read them, their energy, do they love me, do they like me, what's going on. There's many reasons as to why people are avoidant, okay? We have 48 people in the chat and only 17 thumbs up. Let's get these thumbs up. Okay, so the first factor why people are avoidant is because they were heartbroken in life. Okay, that's one of the reasons why people are avoidant. Um, they feel like you how many people have been heartbroken here? How many people have been heartbroken and it took you a very long time to get over that heartbreak? How many people? Okay, heartbreak is some people handle heartbreak differently than others. And when a person when a person is heartbroken in life, they become avoidant because they don't want to feel that pain again. So that's one of the reasons why people are avoidant. They avoid love. They want you to chase them, because then that way they feel like it's mutual, that you like them as much as they like you, or they love you, right? They already love you, but they're not saying that they love you because, if they say that they love you and they get rejected, then they're gonna be heartbroken all over again. Okay, and they don't wanna deal with this, so they run away from it, and they will prefer you to come to them because they want to know that it's mutual. They want to know that it's reciprocated. It's the feelings are reciprocated. That's one reason. Okay. Yeah, my cutoff game is strong too. Another reason people are avoidant is they're still finding themselves. They have a self identity crisis going on with them. Okay. And I'm going to break it down to you as I continue about self identity, stuff like that, what happens here. So, self identity, okay, so they're still trying to figure out themselves, what they really want. Here, some of them, are on the down low. I'm not going to lie. So, some of them are on the down low. And, they run away. They deal with a lot of women. They run away from the opposite sex because they really don't want, they still trying to figure out their selves. Okay, they're still closeted and they're hiding behind a mask. All right, now depending on their upbringing, their family, this is why they're avoidant. Okay, so they don't really commit to you because they don't really want to be with you personally as a person. They would prefer to live their life with, you know, the same sex, but they don't do that because of their culture, their upbringing, what people may say. So they would sleep with the same sex behind closed doors, but never commit to anyone, not a man, not a woman, because they still trying to find themselves. Okay, I hope I make sense here. All right, so that's another reason why you have people that avoid relationships, getting into a relationship or being in a relationship because they have an identity problem. Okay, the next reason why a person is avoidant is because of their finances. They don't have the financial means to get into a connection. They're more focused on their work. And if you're dealing with a man, you know, let's just say, you know, like for the females, if you're dealing with a man and he's a provider and his finances is not working in his favor, and he knows that he's not prepared to give you what you want, he's going to avoid you. Now, this may be childish, but sometimes some people are more vocal than others. So you have your introverts and you have your extroverts. Now, the ones who speak about their financial problems to you, you know, they're more vocal about it. But these are the type of men that is like, okay, well, I'm telling you that I'm having financial difficulties. Are you going to accept me this way? And I'm pretty sure you're not going to. But most of the time, they don't say anything because they don't want, it's an embarrassment to them. It will bruise their ego as a man if they tell you that they're not in a good financial space right now and they're trying to get their finances in order. Now, some men, again, speak about this, but they're not looking for anything from you. And again, it's pretty embarrassing to tell a woman that you're courting, or a good, especially a good woman that's about their business and have their own shit. So say for instance, how many women out there, you have your own place, your own car, you don't need anything from a man or whatever the case may be. How many of you guys are out there like that? I'm pretty sure a few of you guys, many of you guys are stable, right? You don't need anybody to provide for you. So when a man, you know, they don't want you to look at them as a leech or somebody who's needy, or especially if we're up in age, you know, like late 30s and 40s, and you still don't have your own place, your car, and your money. We're going to look at you as, you know, you don't have life together. You understand? So they avoid you because as a man wanted to, you know, as a man, it bruises, it fucks up their image. You know, you will look at them a different way if they tell you that they broke and they can't afford you, or, you know, pay bills and stuff like that. So they would rather avoid the relationship than get into it because they like, you know, they don't mind you moving on with somebody else. Put it like that. Move on with, I'm not for you. I'm not the person for you. I'm not prepared for you. So please find yourself somebody better than me. Now, if you're forced in the relationship, and if you force him to speak up about his, you know, because sometimes, you know, some women or some people, but mainly women, because I'm talking about the women that's dealing with avoidant men, but I'm talking about everybody. But I'm just speaking from a woman's point of view, that is, I'm heterosexual. So if they speak about their financial matters, right? A real man is not gonna accept your help. They don't want your help. But because you're trying to figure out what's their problem and why they're, you know, why are they slacking off on conversation? Why are they inconsistent? Why are they hot and cold? And you're trying to get an answer and a response from that man, then that man will tell you, hey, listen, I'm focusing on my finances right now. You know, I'm in a financial bind, and you know, that's what it is. Now, if you try to offer any support to that man, a real man is not going to accept your support. Now, to A man child will accept your support. You got what I'm saying? There's a difference. So it's just like anybody out there. Even if you're me being a woman, right? If I'm having financial difficulties, right? I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm not going out anywhere. I don't want to talk to anyone. My main focus is going to be securing my bag, right? It's the same thing with a man. Period. Period, point blank. So again, so some of them will talk about their financial difficulties, some of them won't. Some of them will just pull away and they'll disappear because find somebody that can take care of you. I can't take care of you right now. Okay? And the silent giving you this, running away from the connection is like maintaining their manhood, their ego. Yes. Because if you will ever know that they're broke, they know that you will look at them differently. So they avoid it. They avoid the relationship. They avoid you. They avoid speaking about it. Period. Okay. So that's what am I up to? I'm up to number 3, right? Okay. So another reason why people avoid relationships, an avoidant person, another type of avoidant person, um, is the workaholic. Okay, he put his career and his work before a relationship, so that's by choice. So he's an avoidant by choice. You got what I'm saying? So he chooses to be single. He chooses to put his career and his money first before a relationship, or to get, or any relationship. So that's another avoidant. Okay, so this is a person who understands what they want. Hold on one second. Yeah, sorry about that. So this is a person who puts their career first. They don't want any relationship, and they make it known that they don't have time for a relationship, because you make time for what you want to make time for, right? So this is a person that knows exactly what they want, and what they don't want is a relationship. Their relationship is their money, their career, their work, their success, and yeah, that's it. They don't want it. They don't want a relationship. All right. The other avoidant, okay, is the one that's already it's already in a relationship. They're not telling you that they're in a relationship, but they avoid you because they're in a relationship, or they're just playing the field with different people. This is the player. This is the one that likes to play the field. So once you start getting too serious with them, or they feel like things are getting to, you're catching feelings, they run away from it, because that's not what they're there for. They're there for a short time, not a long time. They're there for, the thrills, to have fun, to fuck, to this. That's the player. So that's the one that just avoids feelings. They just want to have fun. They want an open relationship. They don't want to be committed to anyone, and they like to live their life the way they like to live their life. Period. Point blank. Okay, so that's another avoidant there. Another avoidant person is the insecure ones. Okay, the ones that's insecure, have a low self-esteem, um on the outside looking in, they look good, they dress nice, they smell nice, makeup, hair. But as soon as you start knowing the person and getting to know them, then you see that comes behind trust issues. They have trust issues. Questioning, you have to stroke their ego to make them feel good and shit like that. So this is another type of avoidant. So you may want to avoid that person. You may want, so if a person runs away from you, This type of avoidant, the insecure, low self-esteem ones, is because they feel like you're better than them. They feel like they can't match you. They feel like, you know, you're confident and they're not, and you're going to see them. They afraid that you're going to see their mask, so they run away. So most avoidants run away because they're afraid that you're going to see through their mask, and to save face, they just run away because they don't want you to figure out who they really are. Okay, that's another reason. Yes. So, hey, Cortina. So yeah, so the low self-esteem one, the ones that lack the confidence, um, they're gonna run away because you're confident and they can't meet your standards. Period, point blank. And you're gonna see that they lack the confidence. You're gonna see that they're insecure. Once you get into a relationship with them, you're gonna see that they're insecure, and it's gonna turn you off. Period, point blank. Okay. Another type of avoidant. Uh, sorry, guys. Another type of avoidant. So, say for instance, and I'm gonna tell you something about low self-esteem, insecure, and I'm talking from a woman's point of view, guys. So, say for instance, you got with a guy. He dressed nice. He comes off as confident, or whatever the case may be. As soon as you get him in that bedroom, because I think I did a live about this before, and I'm gonna tell you something. So, women, we like, especially a woman who is confident, they like confident, their counterparts to be confident as well, right? And you get that person in the bedroom, and that person's sex game or whatever, didn't meet your standards or wasn't up to par. That person is gonna know right away, that person is gonna know right away that they didn't fulfill your needs. And you know yeah, it was lacking. Just put it like that. It was lacking. They would avoid you because of the embarrassment, because um of that incident as well. Like, oh wow. So usually avoidance, and I'm going to tell you this, usually the low self-esteem avoidance are the ones that go for younger people, especially when they have something going on down there, they lack in that department. They will usually go for the innocent or a virgin or a younger person because they know that they lack somewhere. They're lacking. Okay? Now, a confident man is different. A confident man will not have it all together down there, but he will compensate for what he's lacking. There's a difference. You see what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to clear that up. But the avoidant, he will run away because he's still dealing with his insecurity issues and low self-esteem. Do I make sense? Okay? Thank you. So that's another reason why people avoid the avoidant. Something happened, yeah, they felt some kind of way. Now, the only way that you will reassure the avoidant, the low self-esteem one, the one that is not really, don't really got it going on down there, if you choose to stroke his ego, that's the only way he's gonna feel okay. But he's still not gonna feel okay because he knows that you're confident and and he's not. So he's still gonna be avoidant. He's still gonna avoid the whole situation. Although you make him reassure him that everything is okay, he's still not gonna want to pursue you because of that fact. This is something that he still has to deal with. Okay? Yes. Another reason why people avoid you, or you have the avoided person that run away, is because, plain and simple, you're incompatible. They don't like you. Okay? They just don't like you. They feel like you're incompatible. It's not that they don't, well, some of them don't like you, but they feel like you're incompatible and there's nothing more to explore with you. So, yeah. Or they notice something about you that they didn't like. So they're going to avoid you because now they're seeing your true colors and they don't like what they see. Period, point blank. So they would just avoid dealing with you, avoid the situation, and just not deal with it altogether. Okay? That's another reason. Um, yeah. What else? With avoidance. Who else am I missing about avoidance? Okay. Keep in mind, guys, some avoidants are still working with their own demons. Okay? It's a work in progress. Some avoidants like their life the way it is. But most of the time, most avoidants has narcissistic traits because they make you feel like the one that is the problem, but they're the problem. Rather than verbalizing their issues, they go silent on you. So they make you feel like it's a problem with you, but some half time, 9 times out of 10 is not. It's a problem with them. So if you have an avoidant person in your life that ran away, they don't want to talk to you, please, God knows best, please leave that person right where they at. Okay? Because obviously they can't meet your standards. They don't have what it takes. And they can't go where you're going. Unless you're going to build a motherfucker up, that's on you. I'm not building anybody up. Okay? Yes. You want somebody who is confident. You want somebody who knows what they want. And obviously, some avoidants know what they want. Like the career focused avoidant, they know exactly what they want. They don't want any relationship. They focused on career. The other avoidant with the how can I say, the player, the one that just want to play the field, they know what they want. They don't want any relationship. They just want open relationship, but they want to play the field. Okay? But you want somebody who knows what they want. That's what I'm saying. You want somebody who's financially secure. You want somebody who's going to build with you. Not somebody who's hot and cold. Not somebody who's giving you mixed signals. Not somebody who's inconsistent. Period. Okay, so yeah. Why else why am I missing something, Spirit, about avoidance? Well, what happened if come back? What happens if he come back somewhat and have changed? Okay. Now that's where intuition. That's why conversation and intuition kicks in, because have they really changed, or are they coming back because depending on what kind of avoidant you were dealing with, are they coming back to see if they still have you, if to see if they could string you along? Because some avoidants need reassurance. You have to understand this. Some avoidance need reassurance. So if somebody bruised their ego, so say for instance somebody bruised their ego, and they think of you as a person that they could walk in and out of their life. They would come back, they would circle back around to see if they have any access to you, to see if you still want them, to see if they could pull your strings and shit, so they could feel better about themselves. You have to understand what kind of avoidant you're playing with. You have to understand what kind of person you're dealing with. Okay? So not everybody comes back for good intentions. Not everybody has changed. They're only going to make it seem that way. But yeah, it goes deeper than that. But it hasn't changed. Okay? The moment, and you're going to know why. Let me tell you. If you were having sex with an avoidant, right? If you had intercourse and it was just sex based, and they come back, talk to them for a little while. Fill out the conversation, right? If you decide to talk to that motherfucker again, you fill out the conversation, and the moment they bring up sex, because all you have to say is to them, yeah, well, if we continue on this communication, if we continue, then I'll let you know certain things. You could say it like that, like I'll let you know what I do, or I'll let you know. And if they come back like, if we continue, in what way? And you say, what way do you want it to be? And they say, well, well, I don't know. And they start bringing up sexual conversation. You already know what time it is. That's what I'm saying. Some of them, they try to outfox you. Some of them are smarter, so they're gonna know to stay away from sex. They're gonna know to stay away from the topic here. They're not gonna, but eventually they're gonna bring it up. Eventually, if you give it time. So that's what I'm saying. You just have to, if you decide to take them back, not all of them fully change. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? Hey, Robert Battle. Hey, Lish. That's Lish B. Hey. Oh my God, I asked you about an avoidant last week. Or you're like, yeah. I mentioned you on my live today. This is why I'm doing the avoidant. You really got to be emotionally intelligent, experienced, or bold to really understand this. Thank you, Royal Laughter. Right. So this is what I'm saying. So you may think that they changed, right? You may have think that they changed, and they telling you, oh, do you want to go out for a cup of coffee, or do you want to go, hang or whatever? That's just to test the waters with you, to see if they still have, a way into your life again, so that way they could play you, use you, and bounce again, just to feel good about themselves. Because remember, most avoidants have narcissistic tendencies, and an avoidant, they may or may not have multiple partners. They may or may not have multiple partners. But those who make it clear that they're not looking for anything, so that's not really an avoidant. They're making it clear that I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm focused on myself and my work, right? So if you guys had sex, and if you guys had, whatever, hooked up, that's not something to take serious, right? Period, point blank. So the avoidant, depending on who they meet in life, they're gonna meet that one person that's gonna bruise their ego. When their ego get bruised, they're gonna fall back on the other person, right? They're gonna come back to the other person to see if they have insight to make them feel better about themselves, because their ego is bruised. Do you understand how this works? Maybe I need to stay single. Yeah. Why they always come back? Just to make you chase? Right. They come back for numerous of reasons. They come back for numerous of reasons. Okay? Yes. But most of all, the most reason is to see if they still got it. It's still, if you still have feelings, do you still care? Can you still be manipulated? That's for some of them. Some of them come back because they realize what they lost, and they, because see, an avoidant, let's say the avoidant with the financial problems, the one that has financial difficulties, and they finally get their finances in order, but you were always on their mind while they were working, right? Building themselves up. When they get to a financial state that they feel secure enough to come in to date you properly and to provide, they will come back, but they will come back with an agenda. You got what I'm saying? Because they never forgot about you. They didn't want you to wait for them. So even if you moved on in your life, they will be heartbroken that you moved on, because they always had you in mind to come back to you once they get their shit situated, right? But at the same time, they will be happy for you because you found someone. Now, it's like The Notebook. Let's take The Notebook, that movie. How many of you guys have watched The Notebook? Right? So in The Notebook, they got separated. It began very passionate, whatever. Her family were against them getting together because he didn't have enough money. He was a country boy and they wanted her to marry into rich, right? And then she met a successful man. She met a successful man that had the money, the means, and blah blah blah. And then, she reconnected with her old flame. He was building because in the beginning they had a dream together. They had, like, plans together, building a house together, moving in, getting married, right? But shit happens. But who did she end up with in the end? She went back to the first love, right? She went back to the person that made her feel some kind of way. Even if he didn't have enough money, she wanted to secure her future with that money. But that person had an agenda. All that time he was building, all that time she moved on with that rich guy, moved back home to another state. He was building, and he was building that house for her. He always had her in mind when he was building. Did he not? If you watch that movie, did he not have her in mind while he was building? And same goes for a man that is not financially stable. He really likes you, he really loves you, but he needs to build. He needs to build something before he can offer you something or to provide for you. Okay? So that's that type of man. So if he come back and you're in a relationship, but you still have the feelings, you still want to see where things go, then that could go further. That can build into something. Okay? So I told you, I broke it down into different types of avoidance. Different type of avoidance. Okay? Now, the one who's a player and fucking around with different people, he's never going to commit to you. That is not somebody who wants to build with you. And especially if he's not explaining what's his problem. Some of them don't like to explain, like I said, because of embarrassment, especially when it has to do with money. But this type of avoidant, the one that's free and open, he's not looking for anything serious. He live his life on the edge, on the ledge. Okay? What's the next best adventure? Okay, so you gotta understand what kind of avoidant you're dealing with. And then you're gonna understand the breakdown that I just gave you. What to look out for. We have 80 people in the chat and 67 thumbs up. Get those thumbs up. Okay? And then you have the inconsistent. The ones that's hot and cold is already in a relationship. Period, point blank. They're already seeing other people or they're in a relationship. Period. So they're going to avoid you. They're going to avoid you because they're already committed elsewhere. That's it. Okay? Nothing more to say about that. And keep in mind, my possible gang, you cannot change a person's mind. That's why I said change. If they come back, change. The mind will say it. The mind will say it all. This is why you have to be careful. If somebody comes back into your life, you have to be careful with the words that you choose to get what you need to get out of them to see if they're playing games with you. So you gotta be clever in you gotta be strategic with them. How you move, how you say things, and because they will give themselves away eventually. But you gotta take your time with it to get what you need out of them in order to see if they coming to pull game, they coming to run game or not. Again. Okay? Are there men with multiple avoidance? Of course. Of course. There are multiple of course. Now, say for instance, a person could have all of those characteristics that I told you about why people avoid, right? Number one, it begins with heartbreak, and right, heartbreak. So this, like I said, the heartbreak. If somebody was heartbroken, they're gonna play the field. Once they feel the avoidant, once they feel they catching feelings for you, they're gonna push you away. They're gonna push you away, and they're gonna maintain an open relationship with other people because they're getting too close to you. But guess what? Guess what's the part that you don't know about avoidance? That I'm gonna tell you right now, the secret about avoidance. Once an avoidant falls in love with you, that love sticks with them. Yeah, they love you, and they know they love you, but they're gonna play the field with everybody else, but they still love you. Does that make sense? But they don't want you to know that they love you. They don't want you. They don't want to set themselves up for heartbreak. They don't want you to reject them. They don't want to make. They want to make sure. Okay. They want to make sure you're the one. They want to make sure you're the one, right? So they avoid you, but they love you. They love you, but they're gonna start seeing other people. Keep in mind, guys. I know this may sting a little bit, but they're gonna have their options open because this feeling, the feeling of love terrifies an avoidant. Do you understand what I'm saying? It terrifies them. So they don't want it. They're going to reject it. That's why they avoid you. They're rejecting it. They're rejecting it. I don't love this person. I don't want this person. I can't love this person. So how they try to manipulate the situation or play with their mind is that they start sleeping or seeing other people. Okay? But the love is there. They already fell in love. There's no erasing that love. The feeling resides. Even if they sleep with other people, they still love you. Do you understand what I'm saying here? They're just trying to psych themselves out. They're trying not to fall in love, but it already happened. Okay? So it may piss you off, the fact that to know that they're sleeping with other people, but keep in mind, they're doing this because they made up their mind that they can't fall in love and they don't want to fall in love, so they're refusing to accept the fact. So there's an inner battle going on with them. Got it? It's crazy shit, but I hope I make sense. I miss him so bad. We were so good together. Right. But guess what? It's okay. God has somebody better for you. You got to understand that there are better people, but he was brought into your life so you could love yourself first and put yourself first. Got it? Everybody is brought into our life so we could have more love, self-love, and self-respect for our self-respect, right? So don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. But once an avoidant players, you could call this type of avoidant a player, the player, right? So we'll call this type of avoidant the player, the one who refuses to fall in love. They sleep around with other people. They this and that, but they already love you. They already fell in love. They're just refusing. They're refusing it. They're deliberately refusing it because they've been hurt before and they don't want to experience that again. Okay? Hi. He kept coming back 2 years later, wasting my time. I'm in my 49 and he wasted my years, left him on. That's what I'm telling you, Magical. This is what I was telling. This is what I was telling Yolanda. They never changed. He came back. He kept coming back, but he was never changed. This is what I'm saying. He just know that you had the door open. You never closed that door and he knew it. Every time he came back, he had access. You allowed him back in until you finally decided to close that door. You see? So they're going to keep playing on your emotions. The more they're going to continue playing with your emotions because you have that door open. Okay? And again, if you're dealing with insecure avoidant or a low self-esteem, low confident avoidant, they're going to always gravitate to you. You're kind. You're kind. You know why? Because they feel like you're lacking in some type of department. You lack confidence, or you have a low self-esteem. Why you keep allowing them back in? You understand what I'm saying? So they feel superior to you, although they're insecure and they have a low self-esteem. They feel superior. You make them feel good because you're allowing them back. You're allowing them back in. Like a door. Yeah. Yes, the door is closed. Yeah. The door is so closed, only person can open the door for that person is God. Hey, beautiful, love you, your wisdom, thanks for sharing. You're welcome, Mommy Chula. That's my cancer baby. Women can be players too. Yeah, Catherine. You damn right, women can be players. Again, that's why I put the avoided person, because women are avoidant too. Okay? And everything that I broke down applies to a woman also. Applies to a woman also. Okay? So, but there's a difference. There's a difference. And I'm going to tell you one difference with the woman avoidant. You know, some women, how can I say? Some women, how can I say this without making it sound bad? All right, I'm going to get back to that. But what I'm saying is, women could, it applies for every woman, for all women, everybody, women and men. It applies to everyone. I lost my train of thought. Hey, but women definitely can be players too. They definitely can sleep around, and that comes from, this is why I put 18 plus, because some women experience sex at an early age, or they were physically touched at an early age, abused. Your discretion is advised. That's why I put 18 plus. Okay? So they don't really respect men and relationships. Period. Then you have the other ones. Then you have the other women that's looking for love in all the wrong places. You understand what I'm saying? They hop to Tom, Dick, and Harry, but never really finding love because of father wounds, mother wounds, abandonment issues. This all ties into avoidant people. Okay? Yes. Yes, Peaches. And they have a hate for women and money issues, way too controlling. Right. And this is why I was telling you about the avoidant that's on the down low. The avoidant who's on the down low has a secret hate for women. He's going to be secretly competing with you to who looks better and this and that. And if you guys don't know about DL men and what to look out for, they have a lot of channels on here talking about DL men, and you may want to get the advice from a man who's already homosexual to tell you about DL men, because he knows best as to what to look out for with these DL men. But I know what to look out for also. So that's another one who's an avoidant. That's one that, some of them get married to hide their sexuality. They're gonna treat you like garbage in that relationship. They're always gonna try to one up on you or look better than you. Okay? Yes. Yeah. So these are the ones that avoid relationships with you because they're still closeted. They're still trying to discover themselves. And really, then truly, they don't want to deal with a woman. They want to deal with a man, but they can't deal with a man out in public. So because he has a disdain for women, he's gonna fuck you, but he's never, and if you want him, He's never gonna treat you right. He's gonna act like the bitch in the relationship. You must cater to him. You must chase him. You must buy him nice things. This is what he's gonna do to you. Okay? I know one right now. He needs to not be married. Right. Right. I know one that's married too. That's on the DL. He think I'm fucking stupid, but I know. I know what I know. And they will deny it, deny it, deny it until you catch them. Some of them, they have secret accounts where they go and they look at, they try to like hook up with men and shit like that, or the men that dress up as females, they like them too. So, the stupidest thing I heard was a man say, uh, yeah, I sleep with trannies, but I'm not gay. How? How are you not gay and you're sleeping with a man dressed up as a woman? Just admit that you're gay. And some of them, and this is what I'm saying, so some of them are, how can I say, they're not confused, but they don't want to admit that they're gay because, again, the moral compass start playing. This is all identity crisis. Like I said, this all ties into identity crisis, not living their authentic, genuine life. Don't you know that that's still a man at the end of the day? Yes, he has on the wigs, the lipstick, the heels, and whatever, but that's still a fucking man. What, I mean, what's wrong with being gay? If you're gay, you're gay. Okay? Hold on, guys. Yeah, but these are the ones that gonna want to avoid relationships because yeah, then you're gonna find out their true colors. You're gonna find out their dirty little secret that they're on the down low, and not living, or not being their authentic self. Okay, they're pretentious. They're fake. Yes. So they're just, they're living a double life. It's sad, but it's true. The streets are dirty. Yes, they are. You're welcome, Hennessy. Black Roses. Hey, sweetheart. Jocelyn White Sprinkles. You caught two lives today. That's him absolving himself, and a lot of men out of prison rationalize it like that. Okay, for instance, I have one in my building. Okay, he's a cool dude or whatever. And I tell you, is the ones that you least expect, but at least he's not covering up his shit. Okay, he likes what he likes, and his woman is a tranny, and they live together in my building. Yes, but he's when you see him, he's muscular, he's nice looking, he's dressed nice, he smells good, but his partner is a tranny, and they live together. But he's not hiding his shit. But him too was locked up for 9 years. But again, that's your life, you live it, boo. You know. But this is what I'm saying. So it's like rather than be out in the open, they rather hide. But guess what? You can't you could hide, but for so much longer, and then you're gonna be exposed. You got what I'm saying? So it's just best to come clean, you know, from the beginning. Thank you, Mary Baines. Mine never wants to be intimate, maybe like once a month. Okay, all right. So we're getting into some. So the avoidant. Okay, so this is tying into the avoidant person. All right. Now there's different factors to why a person will not want to have. They're avoiding sex with you. Okay. Now, one, they could possibly be sleeping with other people, or they fell in love with somebody. They sleeping around with other people and they fell in love. Another reason is possibly because again, they're sleeping around with people and they possibly caught an STD. So of course, if they sleep with you, they're gonna pass off the STD. So they're avoiding having, you know, intimacy with you. Another reason is that they're turned off by you. They don't see you the same way. Maybe you gain weight. I mean, that's shallow. Of course, that's that shallow and superficial. But I'm just saying. So sometimes, you put on extra pounds, or, you know, they get turned off by, they're turned off by you now. And, that could be another reason. Um, yes, like you don't look the same way, and blah blah blah. Okay. Another reason is because they really don't, they really don't want pussy. They want a dick. They want a dick. So they're gonna avoid the sex with you because they really want, they really want something else. They don't want you. They want something else. Okay. There's, again, I like I said, there's numerous of factors why um you have gained weight. Okay, so that could be one factor why he's only sleeping with you once a month, because he's not attracted to you anymore. Like when you guys first met, whatever, and he's not attracted to you anymore. um yeah. So like I said, yeah, so that could be that, that they don't really like the cuckoo. They want the poo poo. Okay, so that. um what else? Why would a person avoid the sex? Yeah, I think I broke it down. Or they not, sometime they don't even, because a lot of people say, like, oh, cheating is intercourse. No, cheating is not only intercourse. You don't have to sleep with somebody to cheat. Even having eyes or liking somebody else, knowing that you're in a relationship, is cheating. Flirting with someone and communicating with someone on that level, like to get to know them, that's cheating. You don't have to have intimacy with someone to be cheating. So sometimes, somebody else catch their eye that's appealing, and they avoid sex with you because somebody else has stirred their emotions. And again, it doesn't have to be intimacy, but they just like that person's company, their vibe, the way they look. You understand? And in their mind, hoping one day to hit that. Okay. So there's like different levels to this shit. Different levels to this shit. Okay. Yes. So that's another reason why. Okay. Now, yeah. Did I break it down? Am I missing anything, Spirit? Okay, if I'm missing anything, then I will get back to it. But cheating starts in the mind. That's right, Hennessy. So it always starts in the mind. It's a thought. So therefore, like I said, you don't have to have intimacy with someone to be cheating, because you already thought of it. It starts with the mind. Okay. Thank you, Lish B. Thank you. Yeah. So, questions. Um, yeah. Now, there's another thing I want to explain. So, have you guys? Okay, for those of you guys who don't like oral, this question is not for you. Okay, so I'm only talking to the ones that likes oral perform them on them, and they like to perform it back. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you another thing about how to find out somebody's deal. So give me a thumbs up if you like oral play. If you like oral done on you, and you like to receive it and give it. Okay. All right. Have you ever been intimate with someone and they never, they don't want to go down there with you? They don't want to perform oral? Have you ever dealt with someone that didn't want to perform oral on you? Let me ask you a question. Why do you think there's different factors to that? Why do you think a person avoids oral sex with a person? Because let me explain something to you. If they eat the pum pum, if they eat the pum pum, then they eat pum pum, but they're not eating your pum pum. There's a reason why they're not eating you out, but they will eat somebody else out. Your kid's dad? Yeah. And some of them straight up would tell you, I don't do oral. Some of them straight up would tell you that they don't perform oral sex. Okay? Now, it could be numerous reasons as to why a person won't perform a white boy one time. Okay, there's a numerous, and white boys like to eat. White boys like to eat pum pum. He did say he don't do it. You see? So they would tell you from the gate, I don't eat vagina. I don't eat pussy. Why? Oh, I just don't like it. Now, that kind of person there may have had a bad experience. They avoid doing it because they had a bad experience, or they're telling you specifically that they don't eat pussy because they're not attracted to you that way. Okay, so attraction plays a huge part as to how somebody is going to perform with you. Understand this. Understand this. Okay, so he may be telling you that he doesn't perform oral sex, or he doesn't want to do it on you because he's not attracted to you that way, or he had a bad experience. Okay, so he doesn't do it to anyone, right? Or he doesn't find you to be too, so if you guys had sex, he doesn't find you to be too high, too clean down there. Telling you, it's a science to this motherfucking shit. It's a science. So therefore, if you guys have sex, so some people, they don't like to eat pussy on the first shot, right? They will want to have sex first to see, how you take care of yourself, if you're hygienically up to par. And then they will say, okay, because that person likes to perform oral. All right. Now, if you guys had sex, he didn't say, he didn't perform oral or whatever, and he doesn't feel right about your shit, he's not going to do it. He's not even going to attempt to do it or try, because let me explain something to you, right? Change. We were talking about change, right? I'm going to bring it back to change. So if a person decides to get into a relationship with you, and say in the beginning, from the gate, he say, oh, I don't eat pussy, I don't eat ass, I don't do this, I don't do that, right? And you guys start, fucking on a regular, fucking, consistently. And, you tell him, well, I love oral. That is a part of my sexual appetite. I require oral sex, and I like to give it and receive it, right? If depending on if that person, the depth of their feelings, he will change his mind and will perform it on you. Yes. Now, if he's not accustomed to eating pussy, he may not be good at it, but that's where you teach him how you like it done. But he will adhere to your needs if he likes you and if he feels like you take care of yourself, right? Because it could be some trauma as to why he don't like it, the smell, the this, the that. Okay? Yes. I mean, the girl had to be pretty to me to do it. The girl had to be pretty to me to do it. Okay, but here, kitty cat lick. Okay, now here's the thing. Not all pretty girls are clean. Not all pretty girls know how to take care of themselves. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's a huge turnoff. Even men. Even men, if they don't clean their dick right, especially the uncircumcised men, that shit could really stink, and is a huge turnoff. I get turned off by smell. Okay? Yes, I do. So I don't give a fuck how pretty you are or whatever. If you don't smell right, you don't know how to take care of yourself, I'm not gonna go there with you again. One strike, you're out with me. That's a total turn off. That is because it's like, how can I say? You trying to get somewhere with some, even if it's friends with benefits, even if this is gonna be a partner that you're gonna continually fuck. You want your partner to be clean because, say for instance, you start off with condoms, right? You start off with condoms. Everybody should start off with condoms and protecting yourself, right? And if you guys are fucking consistently, when I was younger, this is when I was younger, I have friends with benefits. We started off with condoms and then we started fucking consistently, and then eventually we take off the condom, right? Eventually. Okay, but that's not happening second, third time. It's gonna happen a couple of times and then you take off the condom. You know, take showers together or whatever. But if a person wants to continually have sex with you, they want you to be clean. And that's a big turn off for men and women. When you're not, so they're not, once they smell you, pretty or no pretty, they have to smell you. They have to smell you. Once they smell you, they're not performing. And they're not coming for seconds. Now, the ones who don't take care of themselves, the nasty, dirty ass men and females, they're gonna tolerate that shit. I don't know how they stomach it, but they're gonna stomach it, right? Just to say that they have someone. But that we call that two peas in a pod. They just cut from the same cloth, right? But the one who's clean is not gonna go. That's not gonna go, pretty or not. They're not gonna go for that shit. Okay. As a girl, I had one bad experience with a Dominican girl. She had a burnt bean smell. I could not keep going. You see? Yeah, water, fruit, probiotics works well. Water, babe. Water. Probiotics works well too. Okay? Yes. Cranberry juice. I don't. They say, oh, pineapple juice that don't do shit for your vagina. Okay, cranberry juice is good for urinary tract infection if you suffer with that. I don't. But water is your best friend. Ladies, water is your best friend. Water is your best friend. Okay? Period, point blank. So my husband likes it after I come home from the gym. Okay, so he may like that extra funk. Because some men, they feel like it's not a pussy, it has to smell a certain way. Okay? Cranberry juice and not cocktail. That's right, Saki Mari. Cranberry juice. Yes. Okay, so some men, you know what it is? Because some men, they don't mind. They know that you clean. You're coming for the gym, but they know that you clean. They don't mind. Okay? But some men like that, that aroma, that smell, it gets them going. Like, oh wow. Because a gym pussy, most it don't smell like fish. Sometimes it smell like armpits, sometimes it smell like soup, Okay, depending, right? But yeah. So yeah, everybody has their preference. But I feel uncomfortable coming from the gym and having sex. I just feel uncomfortable doing that. I need to take a shower and then, we can do it. Yes, but if he wants it like that, if I'm a I'm in a long-term relationship and he wants to fuck me after the gym, okay, well, fuck it, let's do it. You want it that way, fuck it, let's do it, okay? But don't get mad at me, and when we get into an argument, don't call me a funky ass bitch now. Okay? Chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side. Okay. What if use Dial antibacterial soap to get no, Yolanda, you never use Dial antibacterial soap on your fucking coochie. You never fucking do that. Don't do that. You could get Vagisil, pH balance. You could get Summer's Eve, the feminine wash. But never ivory soap. Use ivory soap. Anything unscented, use on your vagina. Don't ever use anything antibacterial on your shit. It's gonna make it worse. You may even get a yeast infection. It's gonna dry you the fuck out. Don't do that. Baby soap, that's good too. Anything delicate you use on your vagina. Okay? Yes. Yes, Ivory soap bar. Yes, I have the soap, not the body wash, the soap bar. Yes. Okay. Don't ever use that. Don't ever douche. Don't douche. Do not douche. If you have a smell down there, go to the fucking doctor. Don't douche. Okay? Because you could have an infection and you're gonna make it worse. You use Dove. Dove is good too. Lemisol is good too. That shit burns you. Yeah. So I use Ivory soap. I use Dove. That's it. Anything that's unscented, but usually the Ivory soap. Okay, and unscented. Or Vagisil. I have Vagisil, the purple bottle. Okay. Magnesium, sea salt helps detox in the bath. Yes, but I don't really take baths like that. I take showers. Okay, and if I do take a bath, then I'm gonna take a shower right after the bath. Yes, but I don't take baths. I take showers. Yeah, I just take a shower. Yeah, you use the Vagisil too, right? Yeah, odor block. Yes. Okay. So those are things that are pretty good for your vagina. Okay, and make sure you wash that a-hole, stoop down and wash your a-hole. Okay. Yes. So you shower then bathe? Yeah, no, I don't do that. I don't like to take baths. Like sit there. Sometime I do, if my body is hurting or, pain and stuff, I'll sit there and take a bath. But other than that, I just take a shower. Okay? Summer's Eve is great. Yeah. Original Dove soap. Yes. Hey, Corinthia. After your menstrual, yeah. I only take baths when I do spiritual work. That's right. That's right. Yeah. So I hope I broke it down to you. So this is what I'm saying. So keep in mind, taking it back to hygiene, okay? Because I don't want to get too much caught up on hygiene. But taking it back, so some men, they won't perform because of the hygiene, or because they're not attracted to you, or because they had a bad experience, okay? Or because they just don't like women. They don't want women. They don't like you as a woman, and they don't want to perform it on you. Period, point blank. So Those are reasons why people will avoid certain acts in the bedroom. Now, if you have a man that likes to have his dick sucked, but he don't want to eat your pussy, that's a selfish. That's a woman. That's a man who hates women. He hates you. He don't like you. He despises you, but he will let you perform on him, but he will not perform on you. Okay, he will not give you that satisfactory. Selfish kind of lover. Okay. Yes. So you have those type of avoidance. Yeah. So the women too. It goes for the woman too. But not everybody, like I said, not everybody gets oral. Not everybody gets oral. Um, and not everybody gets certain things in the bedroom. You understand? Not everybody. You're not gonna perform the same with everyone. It depends on the chemistry, and the worst thing is another thing. How to tell? If a man is if a man is handling you like a man in the bedroom, like he's not. He's fucking you like a prostitute or a tra- then there's something special about that man that you need to really figure out about him. Like, why is he fucking you like that? Like years ago, I remember I did a live, and there was a woman. She reached out to me, and she told me that she go to a church. She was married at that time, and but she started cheating with the pastor. Okay. All right, but that pastor performed oral sex on her, something that her husband never did. She said her husband only got on top of her, had sex with her, got his shit off, and that was it. That was their sex life. They never did doggy style. They never did spooning. They never did the chocolate and the whipped cream. They never did any of that. It was just missionary style. He get his shit off. She never had a climax. She never ever had a climax until she slept with the pastor. Because the pastor was a freak. The pastor was eating her out. The pastor was fucking her every which way. And she said that she felt guilty because the pastor was also the one trying to fix their marriage. Like he was the one who was, what did they call it in the church? I don't know if it's a mediator or he was counseling them, but he was like their counselor in the church. He was counseling their marriage. Yeah, you counsel the marriage by fucking his wife. But anyway, she ended up getting a divorce. Okay? Yeah. That happens, babes. That happens. Okay? So she ended up getting a divorce, but the pastor was married too. But he's still with his wife, and she stood without a husband. Okay? Is canceling? What's canceling? My live is acting up? Is my live acting up, guys? Give me a thumbs up. No? Thank you. Yeah, so counseling. It's counseling. Yeah. So he was doing counseling. Um yes, but he was also sleeping with her. Okay? But that pastor turned that woman out so bad that she was going crazy for him. She said that she can't stop thinking about him. And we're talking about a grown woman that was 38 years old, 38 or 39 at that time. And she never had that. She never had a man perform oral and do all that shit to her like he did. And he turned her the fuck out. And she became obsessed. But needless to say, she ended up leaving the church. She ended up divorcing her husband, leaving the church, and went to another church. Okay, because he made it very clear to her that He's not leaving his wife because his wife was a pastor too. Him and his wife used to pastor the church. Like, like Joel Osteen and his wife. That was that kind of church that she was going to. Like him and his wife was like the the owners of the church. They had the shit together. Okay, and him and his wife used to sermon together. So it was kind of a awkward situation and uncomfortable for her, and she ended up leaving. Yes. Yes, he wasn't leaving his wife, and he made it clear. So she ended up, divorcing her husband, but she ended up going to another church. Yeah, yeah. That's what be happening in these churches, guys. That's exactly what be happening. And yeah, okay. And even when she went to another church, she was still obsessed with him, and how he made her feel. You know, abuse of power. Yes, right. Love and pain. That does make him the devil. That does. But that's why awakened people, spiritual people, we don't go to church because we understand that's the devil's house. That's the devil's playground. Okay? And like he the pastor, he's a predator. We call them a predator. Okay? Yes. So most of the time, the women that go to church and trying to redeem their life or get it right, they're gonna want to sleep with the ones that go to the church, because they're not sleeping around and fucking around on the street. So it's safe. It's a safe playground for the devil's playground. Do you understand? Yes. The wolf in sheep's clothing, right? Okay. So that is exactly what happened to her. And we have a lot of people out here like that never experienced, they're unexperienced. So you know I wouldn't call that pastor, I wouldn't call him, what would I call this? Yeah, he's a predator, but he's an avoidant in a different way. Okay, because he hides behind a mask, you know so he's just the predator, the wolf in sheep's clothing. So he's like that, and then going home to his wife, standing up there preaching to people. You're supposed to be counseling her and her husband, but you fucking his wife. How could you sit there as a pastor or as a person, because you're still a person, as a person, and look her husband in the eye and not feel ashamed? See what I'm saying? Yes. So probably gay. Yeah, probably gay. You're right. Cash tag. You're right. So, you know, that's why, again, like I said, us spiritual people, we don't go to church because we understand what it is. And when the pastors be talking about, oh, there's a lot of devils in this church or whatever. Yeah, beginning with you. Okay. Yes, beginning with you. Okay. Situations situations like that be a joke to me, but it's crazy. And then she sent me pictures of her husband, the pastor. She even sent me the location of the church. I said, thank God it's not in New York. Okay. Hey, Mommy Chula, my comments are always yeah, I'm telling you. I have a lot of shit, man. I have a lot of shit. But yeah. So um another thing they say, and this is the truth too. You could find a lot of gay men in the church. You find a lot of gay men in the church, and they marry the down low men in the church, and they marry to cover up. It's a cover up. That's why I said that that's the devil's, that we call it the devil's playground. Okay? Because you can't pray away gayness. You can't fuck away gayness. You can't pray away gayness. That's just in their DNA. That's just who they are. Okay? So therefore, when they go to sit down in these pews, most of the time when the pastor is giving his sermon, right? He's praying for his own sins as well. But just one day in church doesn't make you, God doesn't like a hypocrite. You know? You fuck around and you do all this bullshit, but then you go on church every Sunday to pray away your sins. God doesn't work that way. The universe doesn't work that way. Whatever you believe in, but it doesn't work that way. Okay? So they go to the church. Most of them, if they were brought up in the church, worse, they're gonna hide it. They're gonna hide their sexuality because of their upbringing, their culture, the church, and all that bullshit. They're gonna marry. They're even gonna have children, but they're gonna have their lovers on the side. And I'm talking about, they're gonna be sleeping with women. They're gonna still sleep with women, but they're gonna have the male friends, going out with their male friends, going on vacation, going to the gym all the fucking time. Yeah, that's how you know. So if you're married, or if you're with one of them and they always want to be with their friends and go on trips with their friends and always in the gym and making excuses, that's because that's what they're doing. Late night outs, all hours of the night. I gotta work late. I gotta do this. That's because that's what they're doing. Okay? Clowns. They're a bunch of clowns. Yes. And rather, the pastor is selfish as well. That's right, Corinta. Cortina. Yeah, the pastor is selfish, and that's why. That's why most of the time, most of these women, they bypass the red flags because, again, what did I tell you about narcissists the last time? They prey on the what? On the innocence. And that's another type of avoidant. So he's going to be avoided in the relationship. He just married you to have a cover up, but he really and truly is going to be an avoidant. If he gets you pregnant, he's going to be upset. He's going to be upset. But he knows that this is, so say for instance, they have one child. Okay, great. They have the child, right? But if another child comes along, he's going to be so fucking upset because you're fucking up, you're fucking it up for him. This is just another payment, and this is just a temporary fix for him. It's just an illusion that he's creating for the world, but it's not his reality. Yeah, he's going to be pissed. He's going to be pissed. Okay? Let me tell you how to know that a man is doing his job in a relationship, or he's a provider, or he's a roundabout great guy. Because the wife is going to be happy. She's going to be happy. You're going to see it. There's no faking it. She's going to be happy. She's going to be, smiling, and yes, that's how you know that he's a good man. He's a good man to her. But if you see the wife and she has a screw face, and she's not happy, and she's walking around with an attitude and not speaking to anyone, and in the corner, something wrong. He's not what he's cracked up to be. Okay? Yes. Another thing is that some of them, they like to choose your attire, what you wear. So have you ever seen the twins? People wearing the same outfits, the same color, the same t-shirt, the same jeans. That's another telltale sign that this man, something wrong with this man, why he wants to pick out my outfits, and why he wants us to be Bopsy twins and looking alike. That's another clear sign. Some men, they just like to buy things for women but Most men would give you the money so you can buy your own shit, because he feels like you get what you want. I'm not gonna dress you. I don't know what you like. I know what you like, but I don't really know what you like. You got what I'm saying? So that's a red flag right there that you need to look out for when they want to pick your outfits and dress you like that or whatever the case may be. That's another fucking shit that you need to look out for. Okay? Giddy, bubbly, and kind. That's when you know that they're happy. That's when you know that the man is doing his job in the relationship. But if the woman is screwed face and she's angry and this and that and sitting in the corner not speaking to people, that's how you know that there's trouble in paradise and he's not what he's cracked up to be, because there's something wrong in this relationship. Why? Because he's an avoidant. He's unavoided DL, possibly DL, and he just married you to keep up this facade. That's it. You're just a placeholder so he could, carry on, behind closed doors with who he really wants. Okay? Sounds like a deceitful, psychotic mentally. I was in a relationship and I outshined her. However, it's all about how you are internally when you are not right within. No wind. Right. Okay? Right. So, you know that song, Lauryn Hill, okay? What she said? How you gonna live when how you gonna live when you're not right within? How you gonna live when you're not right within? Girl, you better watch out. I need to listen to that song. That thing, that Lauryn Hill, when she said, how you going something when you're not right within? Some shit she said. But how you going to win when you're not right within? There you go. Thank you. How you going to win when you're not right within? Yeah. So that's what she said. So they're never going to win in life. That's the point. They're never going to win in life because they're wearing a mask. They're wearing a mask. Okay? Yes. When you wear freedom comes from self-expression, being authentic, right? Yes. Okay? And that's why, what did Drake say in Moment of Life? Moment for Life with Nicki Minaj? He said, everybody dies, but not everybody lives. That's a fucking true statement. All right? I'm sorry about that. They're vacuuming outside. Living and walking in your truth. That's right, Royals Laughter. Yes, they will drag you down to the ground, Hennessy. Yes, they will. Lauryn Hill, yes, sweetheart. People be dying within being fake, right? So they never really fully lived. So they die with their secret. They die with their secret. Okay? The ones I respect is the ones that are out in the open. They don't care. This is who I am. This is who I like. That's who I respect. Not the ones that's having to cover up and living a double life and then let me tell you something. And this is the truth, guys. Listen to me carefully. Most of these married people, they come home, these motherfuckers, and they infect their wife. Most of them that are married be having these HIV and STDs because they be on the down low or sleeping around with Tom, Dick, and Harry, and then come home and infect their spouse. Okay? So, yes, that's another thing. But yeah, so you got to just be careful out there. So that's the avoidance. That's the avoidant ones. But yeah, 17 years, never knew. Thank God I'm safe. I had a dream about one. I had a dream that one was on the down low. I had a dream that he was in a hotel, and when I looked, I saw him walk in. I saw him walk in the door, and he had like some drinks in his hand, like like this, and I said, what the fuck is he doing in my hotel room? And when I looked, I saw him on the sofa with another man, muscular like him, in the sofa making out. And then I looked again, and the man, I don't know if it was a demon or his inner demon, he had him up against the wall choking him. And the guy I know had white beads in his hair. He had his hair braided with beads in it. And the guy was choking him, and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And I pushed the guy off of him, and the guy looked at me and walked out the door. So that could be a demon attached to him, like a sexual demon. But that's his inner demons that I saw. That's his inner demons, that he's really attracted to men. He wants a man. He doesn't want a woman. And this man is married with kids. Okay? And I saw that in my dream. And when I asked him about it, because you know your girl Tosh, had to bring it to the forefront. Okay, when I asked him about it, he said no, he's not. No, that he's not. But usually that's a lie, because I believe my dream. I believe what I saw in my dream. Okay, and he does like to get choked. He does like all that shit. And usually, and I'm not saying all of them, but usually is perversion with them. They usually like that type of shit, choking out and rough play and all that shit in the bedroom. Yes. Okay. So he could lie. He could lie to his wife. He could lie to everyone else around him. But I know what I saw. I even had a dream that he had a baby. Yes. But he stopped speaking to me after a while, because he know ain't no way in hell that I was gonna go back. He was playing this little game with me. We played the little game, and then that was it. Okay? Demonic. Yes. I always trust my dreams and intuitions. Yes, Peaches. Yes, Peaches. And when I saw that, hey, baby girl, when they treat they male friends better than girlfriend and wife. Yes, yes. Or they put their male friends first. They put their male friends first. Always going on vacation. Always partying with them. Every time their male friends say jump, they jump. They ready. Okay? Yes. And they're going to leave the wife behind. You stay your ass in the house, and I'm going out with them. We're going to go party. Why can't I go though? You know why you can't go? Because it's Brokeback Mountain time. It's Brokeback Mountain time. They're going to go rent a fucking Airbnb, and all of them is going to get together and have their fucking fun, or it's just the two of them that's going to remember Brokeback, what he used to do with his wife. He threw the fucking bag out the window, and until she caught him, kissing the guy, or whatever the case may be. Yes. Okay. Yes. Now some of them, they already know from they were small that they were attracted to the same sex. But again, they're hiding it. They're hiding it. Okay. Or some of them, they get confused because they were molested by a person, an adult or a male figure. They were molested. Okay, and it makes them confused about their sexuality. That could happen too. And they get that's why I said it's an identity crisis. It's an identity problem. Yeah, they leave the wife behind. They leave their girlfriend behind and their wife behind, and they go and they vacation with their friends and travel with their friends and party with their friends, and the wife get left behind. If they're going out of town, or a bus trip or airplane, whatever, they're gonna leave the wife behind, because they're gonna call it guys' night out. It's a guys' night out. Just like how the women have their night out, they have the guys' night out. Okay, frat. Most frat are gay. Let me not say that, but you understand. I'm going to tell you a true story. My grandmother was kidnapped by a 36-year-old man when she was 15, only because he wanted to be her. Kept her in a basement and fed her bread and water. You see? There you go. There you go. that's a sick obsession. That's a sick obsession. Okay? But society was not ready for that. Yeah. And still some people are not ready for it. Still some people are homophobic. So not let me explain something to you. Not all DL men are homophobic. Not all of them dislike gay people. Like, oh, like make like, oh yeah, oh not all of them. They hide it very, very fucking well. Okay? So yeah. So not all of them are like that. They just gonna act normal. I'm Aquarius. Hey Shonda Lynn, I'm Aquarius. Yeah, so not all of them are. I'm Aquarius, Pisces cusp. I'm the last day of Aquarius, and the next day is Pisces. So I'm a bipolar bitch. Yeah. So that's the thing too. So not all of them come out and bash gay people. No. No. Okay? Yes. Why do men become obsessed with women they can't have? The same reason. The same reason you just said. Because they can't have them. If 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 that is the same reason why you get obsessed with a man that you can't have. Why do you get obsessed with a man that you can't have? It's the same reason. It ties into the same thing. You know? Yes. It's a conquer thing. You got to understand. It's a conquer thing. With men, it's more of a conquer thing, a control thing. Just to have it. Just to say that they conquered it. Because once they conquer it, because remember, men love the chase. Once the chase is over, once they conquer their victim, and I hate to say it like that, but once they conquer their victim, the fun is over. That's why okay, so have you ever heard some women say, or some men, it could work both ways. Oh, in the beginning we used to fuck all the time and we used to have so much fun and go everywhere and this and that, and then all of a sudden it sizzled down, right? We call that the honeymoon phase. The honeymoon phase. When you guys first meet each other, everything is lolly-gaga and having so much fun and fucking, right? But then after a while, once that person knows that they conquered you and conquer your heart and they have you, the thrill is gone. You see? So men love the chase. So therefore, if he never was able to conquer a specific person, he's always gonna always, and I wouldn't say always, but he's gonna have some type of obsession towards her, and even look at her up until this day, or stalk her. We call it secretly stalking, right? And keep it tabs, because that's the one that he feels got away. That's the only one that he couldn't get a grip on, or he couldn't conquer. Okay? Yes. We are talking about unhealed people, by the way, because someone that has been healed and worked on themselves should not be right. So the ones that are evolved, they're always gonna make it. You're always gonna have something to do. They're never gonna get bored with you. That's true love. That's the healed person that is not curious about anyone else. They know who they are. They know what they want. This is what I was saying from the beginning. So once a person knows what they want, that's it. And that's what you want. You want a healed, evolved person that knows what they want. And you're going to know that the person knows what they want. Sometimes they play this game with you. They come in like they're a secure individual, that they're a provider, and then they start slipping. That too happens. Okay? So you got to be you just got to take your time and let things marinate when it comes to relationship. Don't rush into anything, ladies and gentlemen. Well, majority is ladies, but I suggest that you don't rush into anything and just fucking take your time and have fun. Okay? That's it. Marriage is not everything. If you want to get married, that's your life. I don't feel like marriage equates happiness. You guys could be together and just, just live life and be happy together. Yes. I have a friend that keeps coming back but not helping me. Then that's just your friend. That's it. I mean, that's a friend with no benefits. That's what we call it. A friend with no benefits. And even friends with benefits is friends with no benefits. Because usually those are the type of motherfuckers that just want the action without, paying into anything or giving you anything. So they should call it friends with no benefits, because all you're getting is sex. You're not really getting anything out of it, but just sex. Exactly, a wet ass with no benefits. That's it. So yeah, so keep them, friend zone them, keep them as a friend, because they don't have anything to bring to the table. That's another thing. When a guy asks you what you bring to the table, dump him right away. Okay, like well, what are you bringing to the table, or whatever the case may be. Because a man main concern is to provide, period. He will know whether you're a catch or not. An evolved man that has their shit together, and even a woman, if you going out with a man and he wants to do Dutch, what they call it, Dutch. I remember a girl told me Dutch. So there's a girl that I know that she was married. While she was pregnant, she went through a divorce during her second pregnancy. And shortly after she gave birth, she started seeing this guy. So this guy practically raised her child with her. Okay? But from the beginning, he was doing Dutch with her. And I said, what the fuck is Dutch? What's Dutch? Oh, 50-50. Listen to me. A man should want to pay your tab. A man, if you're dating and courting, he should want to pay your tab. Now, as a woman, I will offer to pay like I will offer to pay half. That's just me. I will offer to pay. If that man takes my money, right? Now, some men test you. There's a lot of bullshit to this. Some men test you, okay? So say, like, for instance, you go out to dinner or whatever, and you offer to pay half. He would look at you as you're a good woman. I'm going to keep you. Not because he wants you to pay, not because he needs your money, but because he knows that you're independent and you're secure. You can handle life without him. Okay? You're not coming into the relationship just for his money. But from the gate, if a guy tell you, "Oh, I want to go half with everything," that's a red flag right there. Because it's not going to be half. And I'm going to tell you why it's not going to be half. You're going to be doing 90%. It's going to be an imbalance. It's going to be either 80-20, 90-10, or 70-30. Why? Because the woman cooks, cleans, right? Children, if you have children, yeah. Okay, he's going to expect you to do the housework, the domesticated side of the relationship. Most men wants the woman to do the domesticated side. Now, some men, they cook, they clean, yes, right? But he's going to want you to do that. And I feel like when they say 50-50, that's not always the case. Because once you accept that, and he comes in, oh yeah, we're gonna split the rent, split the food, split the bills, split the that, right? Once you accept that, you're gonna see what I'm talking about, where you're gonna feel like you're gonna be holding resentment against that person because you're gonna feel like you're pulling the most, you're doing the most, okay? The cooking, the cleaning, the washing, the children, yes. While he just you know he and while and still working, you're working and still paying half the bills with him. Yes. Okay. How do you know they're stalking? You just know it. You just know it. They create fake accounts. You just know it. It's just in their nature to covet. Okay? They can't help it. They can't. Excuse me. Narcissists, avoidance, they can't help but to watch you. They're going to watch you every now and then. They are. Again, if they're obsessed with you, they're gonna continue to watch you. It's just in their nature. It's not, how can you tell? It's just it's just how they built. Okay? Yes. Roommate. That's your roommate. There you go. So that's not a partner. A real man is gonna provide. He's gonna provide for you. He's gonna pay the bills. Okay? Yes. Well, again, he's going to allow you to be in your feminine energy. He's going to allow you to be in your feminine energy to do the cooking and cleaning. He's going to try to take as much responsibility off of you as possible because he knows that he is the head of the house. He's supposed to be the leader and the head of the household. Period. Okay? But while allowing you, but he is going to be, and again, like head of the household, meaning that he is the provider. He provides stability. Yes. Okay? You provide comfort. He provides stability. Who makes the house a home? The woman. The woman is the one that decorates. The woman is the one that she brings the comfort. He brings the stability and she brings the comfort. That's how it works. Okay? You guys could do it together, pick colors together, but normally he will want her to do her shit. Okay? Yes. A real man. Have you ever been in a relationship and you say, babe, which one? I don't know which one to pick. Which one? Which color? Green or yellow? And he's like, I don't know. You choose. That's a man. He wants you because that decorated shit, he's too focused on the money and, providing. All that tedious shit with colors and shit. He's like, I don't know. Choose one. Go ahead. You see? Babe, what do you want to eat? I don't care. Whatever you cook. That's what I'm telling you. Most men don't care about shit like that. As long as you're not putting any fucking cyanide or anything in his food or, he okay. He okay. That's why you have a hot plate for that man when he get off of work. Thank you, Charles. That's exactly right. Because he's out there busting his fucking ass. He don't want to come home. He want to come home to peace, clean house, a cooked meal, because he's providing. He's keeping, he's out there hustling and bustling. The least you could do is upkeep the place that he provides for the both of y'all. You see? And look sexy. He wants you to keep up with yourself. Because again, he's trying to take the load. He's trying to, yeah, so your money is your money. You do what the fuck you want with your money. Go do your nails, go do your hair. I want to see you pretty. Okay? Pretty and decorate and do your shit. All right? I learned a lot today. Yeah. I tell you, I'm a very skilled, wise woman. Okay? I miss my man. He's an Aries and he was a provider, man, and attentive to all my needs. He died in December 2024. I miss that man. I was in my soft era for real. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. I had a suck ass Aries man. 12 years. He was a man child. He didn't want to pay any fucking bills. He didn't want to work. He wanted me to provide, take care of the kids, and all that shit. Yeah, but I believe it's the upbringing. It's the upbringing too. You know, their mother coddling them and, you know, doing everything for them, and they don't really know how to be a fucking man. All right? My favorite lady had to stop by and say, hello, beautiful. Hey, Jess. What's up, baby? Becoming Destiny. Yeah, you're welcome. There's the duality of the Aries. Yes. All right. So, you know, so that's what I'm saying. So when you meet a real man, you're going to know that you met a real man. Okay? And real men don't look for half-ass chicks. They look for everything. They look for quality in a woman. Quality. How she keep up with herself. You know? He's not going to be asking to come to your house. He's going to take you on a date. These fuck boys or these man child, the first thing they're gonna do is, can I come to your house? When you gonna invite me to your house? Let's meet at your house. Or, you know, you want to come to my place? That's a red flag right there. Cut it. Cut it. No, thank you. On to the next. Okay, that's it. Sounds like your sister's husband. Yeah. Yeah. So that's those are red flags. Him wanting to come to your house, him wanting you to cook a meal for him. Oh, you know, why don't we just have the date at your house? Why don't you cook and I'll bring some drinks and stuff? No. Cut it. Cut it right there. No. Period, point blank. No. Okay? Yup, winter is coming. So there's gonna be a lot of how can we call this? Cuffing season? The cuffing season? No. Okay? No, no, no. A real man is gonna want to take you out. He's gonna take you out to, even, let me tell you something, and don't get it fucked up. Even if he says, do you want to get a cup of coffee or tea? If you guys are dating, what's wrong with that? Keep in mind, ladies, what's wrong with that? You guys are getting to know each other. If you guys are first dating or the first place to meet, and he says, let's go get a cup of coffee or tea, or what do you like to drink? You guys are just dating. 5-star restaurants and expensive restaurants come later on. Not in the beginning of a fucking relationship. Like, not in the beginning of the dating phase. You see? What's wrong with you guys? Some of you guys have it all fucked up in this game. You gotta sorry, you guys are ass backwards. Yeah. Yeah, your house is closed, right? Mine's too. A real man wants to show you off because you're the prize. Bingo. He's even gonna introduce how, and let me tell you something, when he's serious about you, he's gonna bring you around his friends. When he knows you're the one, he's gonna introduce you to his family. He may even invite you over to a family function. You know, Thanksgiving coming up. So if you've been dating a guy for a while and he's serious about you, hey, do you want to come to Thanksgiving dinner with my family? Do you want to come over for Thanksgiving dinner? That's how you know he's fucking serious about you. Because that's sacred. That's his personal space. That's his, you know? Yes. Cut it, cut it, cut it. You know, you need to cut it. Seriously, serious behind closed doors as two front. Yeah. You told me 2 years ago about the king I was getting. Did you get that king, Lady Tina? Yup, my Libra ex did that first holiday. There we go. Okay? So I'm a boss, so he better be one too. I ain't got time to turn him into one. Exactly. Exactly. It's not your job. It's nobody's job to create a king or an emperor. Period. That's his job to you know, how could I say? That is his job. It's his life. It's where he's going. It's his mind. So that's his job. That's not your job. Your job as a person, as an individual, is the same as his job to become that empress, queen, empress. Period. Okay? Your job when two people meet each other that this person is an emperor and you're an empress and you got your shit together, both of your job together is to continue to build together, to support each other on each other's endeavors. So when one falls short, because you know it happens, your partner is strong enough to lift you back up, to say, let's keep going. Let's keep going. That's what emperor and empresses do. Period. They're a power couple. All right. So for instance, if you guys open up, so let's take it back to Joel Osteen and Victoria, right? So if Joel is sick, who's gonna take over the sermon? Victoria. She'll get up there, she'll, you know, because he's tired. Take a break, Joel. I got it today. And she'll do her thing. That's what power couples do. They work together as a team and support each other. They keep building. Thank you, Baby K63. You are telling it like it is. As always, you are the truth from Galveston, Texas. Love you, girl. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Galveston. Thank you for that cash app. Thank you, baby. Yes. So that's what I'm saying here. So when a made person that's been through their share of shit, when a king meets a queen, he already know that's his queen. He already know you're a queen. He already know you're an empress. You're gonna know he's an emperor by the way they move. It's not how what they say, it's how they move. Okay? Hey, Lindsay Garvin. Thank you, Mommy Chula. Yes. All right. So that's what I'm talking about. Let me tell you something. You know what a man does? You know what a man does if he really, really likes you and he's into you and he wants to be with you? So say like for instance, you invite that man over for dinner, right? You don't have the best cooking skills or whatever. You know what a man is gonna appreciate the thought of it. The thought that you put into making him a meal. Even if he don't like it, he's gonna eat that meal. Because that's how much he likes you and he appreciates what you bring to the table. That you at least tried. Okay? Now he may tell you if he's a cook or, you know, if you ask him, he may laugh it off, but he's going to tell you, well, you know, I really didn't, you know, like that, not to hurt your feelings, but he did eat it because he appreciated. He appreciated. He appreciate you. At least he knows that, okay, well, this one, she not really a good cook, but in time she could become a good cook, you know? Yes. In time, you know, I could get her some recipe books and, you know, some seasonings and shit and, you know, because cooking come with experience, right? Hey, Keisha. Hold on one second. Yeah, I gotta make a phone call, guys. Uh, you like it here? Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me make a quick phone call because my neighbor, he just threw vinegar in front of my fucking door. Look, guys. Look what he did to my door. Hold on. And I have to call downstairs and I'm going to report him because he did it yesterday again. But now I know that he did it because I heard him come out my door and I smelled the vinegar. Hold on. Look what he just did. Look what he just did. Look. He threw vinegar on the fucking in my front thing. And he threw vinegar on my door. Look. Look at that. Yeah, I need to get a screenshot, but I have it on video. So I'm gonna show my my management, and I have a video from yesterday. That's crazy, right? I told you about this fucking neighbor. Hold on. Let me let me call my I gotta call my resident manager because he's here. And I gotta call downstairs. And as you can see, no, you know, because he possibly say like I did it. As you can see, I was talking to you guys, and no time did I throw that shit in front of my door. Because when I was cleaning and I was going out, I saw it in front of my door, and now he did it again. Okay? Yeah, I have beef with him. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna come right back. Let me just call downstairs real quick, and then I'll come right back. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so I had to call downstairs. But you guys be thinking I'm joking about this fucking neighbor, and now you see what he's doing, throwing vinegar in my shit. This is yesterday he did it, a whole pile of vinegar. I have the video, and now he did it again. You could smell the fucking shit seeping through in my living room. The whole shit is smelling like vinegar in here. It is childish. Yeah. And what I mean that and yesterday he did it all over my door, all over the vinegar, all over my stoop, like my doorway. He did it all over. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a Ring camera. I'm gonna get a camera and I'm gonna put it out there. I already put it in my list to get the Ring camera. But I feel like management should pay for that shit. Yeah, something wrong with him, Shanique. That's harassment. But I have the proof. I have the proof. So I told downstairs to call the resident manager, send him up here so he could see this fucking shit, and send somebody up here to clean it because I'm not cleaning that shit. They had to send somebody up here yesterday to clean it, and now they're gonna have to come and clean it again. Yeah, he's a demon. Yeah, he's doing that black magic shit. He's trying to cast some kind of spell on my motherfucking door and shit. Why he keep on? Because you know what he's trying to do? He's trying to have me move out. Because he have a problem with management right now. He got beef with management. They don't like his fucking ass. Nobody likes him. They already know what kind of person they dealing with. And they don't like him. They're trying to get him the fuck out. Okay? He already got I told you 21A, my white neighbors, they moved out because of this bullshit that he's that you know that he's with. Yeah, they need to evict him. Yes, Charles. Yes. And remember I told you guys to hold on that I had to go check my door because he's been in and out. That's why. Because I wanted to catch him in the act, to throw, catch him doing something. But he didn't. He did it now. His sneaky ass did it now. Yeah, he's trying to put some type of spiritual, in my door, in my thing. That vinegar is strong. Hold on, let me burn some incense. Sorry guys, I had to burn some incense. Let me show you the one I'm burning right now. White magic. Cleanse the shit that he's trying to do here. Hey, African American. He's being very childish. Have someone in the management office give you his full name, put a restraining order out on him, bring that to management, and have them evict him with that paperwork. I'm gonna, you know something, and I have the videos. Okay, so do I have to, can I do that online, or do I have to go to the police station to do that? You know? You see, and I'm trying my best. Let me tell you something. I haven't been confronting him. I haven't been doing anything. I'm trying my best to stay away from that motherfucker because he's looking for me to assault him or to do something so he can have something against me. Hold on. Hold on, I'm coming. Again.
And I just came to this floor. You heard me vacuum?
Yeah.
I just came. That wasn't here.
I know. He did it. Because I heard his door close. And I started smelling the vinegar.
Yeah. Yeah. 21. Yeah, me. Yes, sir. Give me a minute. We'll go back upstairs. We can't go downstairs. All right, I'm coming down. We'll get that. That's your way here. Yeah, I'm very okay.
Did he get in contact with Mac?
I was not. So I'm gonna let him know right now.
Okay.
Yeah, just leave that right there.
All right, cool.
He's coming up right now. So I'm gonna let him know.
All right. Sorry, guys. This is what I go through. You heard what he said again? because this shit happened yesterday. I didn't bring it up because I didn't want to get pissed the fuck off again, all over again. But I know it's him. I know it's him. The resident manager is coming up. Yeah, he acting crazy. He's a yeah, but you know what? You know what he likes to do? He likes to lie. He's a liar. Okay? He exaggerates the truth. The last time I confronted him, he said that I block, I try to block him. I called him all these, I did curse him the fuck out. Don't get me wrong. I did curse him out. But he likes to lie on people. Yes. That's what he does. Yes, wishing, suffering, bitterness, and hardship. That's what it is, Lish. That's exactly what it means. That's exactly what he's trying to do. Okay? And anyway, I'm gonna request a transfer. They need to transfer me. Yeah, and I'm gonna start looking into lawyers here. Yes. That's why I'm not touching it. The man said he's gonna clean it. He cleaned it yesterday for me, and he's gonna clean it again. So he's just waiting for the resident manager to come upstairs. No, my neighbors come to my door to bully me, and since I sued my building, the manager told me to follow me. Okay, they come. He's coming up. Check your question. Yeah. Come, hold on. The resident manager is knocking on his door now. They're knocking on his door. All right, what's your question, Shanique? Let's see. Can you ask me the question again? Because I didn't see the question. Yeah, Mary Payne. That's him. Hold on. I was on the line. I could hear him in and out. As soon as he went back in, I started smelling vinegar. And I told my audience, hold on, I smell vinegar on my door. And I came out, opened it, sure enough, it was there again. And I showed my audience. I have it on the camera.
So, I can't tell you to do this, so I'm not gonna do this, okay? Tell her she's gonna
I am. I am.
So technically,
But go missing day or put, and I can get it again. This is too coincidental. What you think? Like, huh? No, I've been working.
So this is just office work.
Yes. And if you came up loud, I heard you back. I was working. I've been working all this time.
Is that recorded that over there?
Yeah. You want to see my line?
No, no,
I'm on live right now.
No, I want that to let the band goes in the building. And if you can hear him vacuuming,
Yes.
Or you hear his door,
Yes.
that's what I hear.
Yes. Because as soon as he finished, whatever, that's when he did it. And I heard him. I heard the door. I heard.
It's not what I'm doing.
Okay, come on. So you know he's doing it, right? I mean, come on, how obvious is that?
That's any kind of.
He needs to fucking go. What I'm saying is, I need to put something back that is facing his. Well, when I get it. Hold on, let me tell my audience. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Hold on, guys. I'm coming. I'm sorry about that.
Well, we chopped it. I know you gotta do work, but just any recap.
Yeah, but when I get it, then I will contact you and tell you guys that I have it so you could place it for me.
Okay.
Okay?
Between us.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. All right, I'm back. I'm back. So I gotta talk a little bit low right now. The resident manager, he brought up a flashlight and he said that you could see the drips. He threw it in front of my door, but you could see the drips in front of his door too. But because we don't have proof that he did it, because he's not opening his fucking door right now, that, it's just hearsay or assumptions, right? So the resident manager said that get a ring camera, and then when we catch him, he's out of here. He's out of here because now he's harassing other residents. And they're gonna, yeah, I'm gonna get the camera. I'm gonna get the camera. No, I don't have a ring camera, and the reason why I don't have a ring camera is because of this building and their policies. But now that he said, to get the ring camera so that we could catch him, he's giving me permission because normally we can't have that outside our doors. This is not my property. You understand? But he said normally I can't tell you this, but get it, and then we're gonna hook it up, and we're gonna catch him. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Where that lady husband who got banned from the building, get him to handle that neighbor like he did. That's worker. Oh no, yeah. The lady, she lived on the, I think she lived on the 23rd floor. Yeah, she lived on the 23rd floor. Yeah, but he's not answering the door. He's not answering the door for them. He know that they're the one ringing the bell, but he's not answering. So he wants the video of me talking to you guys up until the time that, because remember I said that they're vacuuming out there. And the guy said that when he was vacuuming that there was nothing in front of my door. And he said, I said, yeah, it happened after you left. And I heard his door. I heard when his door, him in and out, him coming out and then going back in. And that's when I started smelling the vinegar. Okay. He's older. He's old. He's old. He's like 60 something years old. Yeah, old and fucking lonely. No family, no friends, nothing. Old and fucking miserable. You know what the resident manager asked me? Was I playing music? But even if I was playing music, um, why is he throwing shit in front of my door? I have a right to play fucking music, you know? So you're gonna use that as an excuse as to why he threw vinegar because possibly I was playing music? Yeah, but I have a right to play music. Management told me I have a right to play music. So I was like, no, I've been working all day. I've been on live, working all day. People so weird and miserable. Sorry you're going through that. Definitely dealt with that bullshit from a neighbor before. It's so draining. It is. It is. Hey, Shanique. Tasha, is this the same guy that lived next door at his apartment? Yes, this is him. This is that motherfucker. This is him. Yes. So that's the bullshit that's going on here, guys. And it happened yesterday again, but I didn't want to spoil my life talking about that shit this morning. But now that it happened, and he's so stupid, it happened while I'm on live. It happened when I'm talking to you guys. So you guys can have a clear picture of what the fuck I go through here. Hey, Mara. All this BS means you have a huge blessing coming from God. Thank you, Charles. I receive it. I accept it and I receive it. And that's another thing, guys. Some of you guys have a problem receiving. Like you get, when somebody wants to give you something, give you money, you have a problem receiving. Learn how to receive. Okay? Because some of you guys, some women are in their masculine energy. I know you guys are accustomed to doing everything, and what a man could do, but learn how, when a man enters your life, learn how to receive from him. Okay? Yes. No, it's vinegar. It's vinegar. I smell it. It's vinegar. I cook with vinegar. It's vinegar. Okay? So if a man wants to buy you a nice gift, flowers or whatever, be open to receive. And it may feel uncomfortable, but be open to receive. Okay? Yes. Yeah, he's something wrong with him. Why is he doing that? Because he's doing his spell. He's doing his spell. He wants my life to be. He wants me to move. First of all, he wants me to lose my apartment. That's spell work. That vinegar shit that he's doing, that's spell work. He wants me to lose my apartment. He's been doing from the fucking beginning. If you've been following me for years, I told you this man been doing black magic on me all this time and downstairs. But now he's getting bold with his shit. Now he's just deliberately fucking doing it out in the open. Okay? He doesn't know my channel to watch me. You know why he didn't open his door? Because they would smell it on his hand in his house. Yes, but you know how he's so fucking stupid? He didn't have to open the door. The resident manager came with a flashlight and he saw the fucking vinegar, the drippings in front of his fucking door. Okay? Yes. Yes, people are evil. Try to protect yourself and might not be vinegar next time. Yes, Yolanda. Yes, they've been doing that to me. It's crazy. Highly protected. Yes. Okay. So now, once I purchase that Ring camera, okay, because I'm purchasing it tonight. After I get off this live, I'm purchasing it tonight. Um, The resident manager, he said he's gonna hook it up, right? Because I can't do it. We're not supposed to. This is not my property. I can't do it. But being as though he gave me permission, he's gonna be the one to hook it up. And I feel like I shouldn't have to pay for this Ring camera. Honestly speaking, I feel like management should have to pay for it. But because this is gonna be like some type of espionage work going on here, that's it. You must be protected because I will leave so fast. Why would I leave my nice apartment that I work hard to get? I live in a nice upscale building, upscale neighborhood. Why would I leave my shit for this fucking bastard? Fuck him. Any black magic done to Tasha, God, we ask you to return it back to sender 10 times, tenfold. Thank you, Charles. Yes. Game over for this fucking class. So you know what? The resident manager said, he said, once we have him on camera, he's out of here. Once we have him doing what he's doing to your shit, he's out of here because now you're what he said, something you're harassing the neighbors, you're disturbing the neighbors. Something he said to along those lines. They should get rid of him now. Yes. Yes. No weapons formed against me shall ever prosper. But this vinegar smell is giving me a fucking headache. Let me tell you. You know, vinegar is strong. You know? Vinegar is strong. And where I'm sitting and the doorway and this shit, that shit is strong, man. Yes. But guess what? Guess what? My neighbors, they left because he was doing the same shit with them. Doing shit, sprinkling shit in front of the door and shit. And but they left and they bought a house. They bought a house. Okay? But he think that this is his building and this is his house. But he's gonna find out soon enough. Hey baby K63, thank you. Demanding demon, yeah. Yeah. So wisdom bus missed his ass. Wisdom bus missed his ass to be older doing this dumbass. You're highly protected, so no, none of what he's doing will affect anybody but him, right? And you know what? Let me tell you something. And I live here with my child. I live here with my child. And you doing this shit. You got what I'm saying? It goes to show you. And we talking about these selfish, evil motherfuckers out here. It goes to show you he's a lonely old fucker. And ain't nothing, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing good gonna happen in his life. It's not happening now in his life. Nothing good happening now. He has no life, no kids, and if he does have them, they don't like him at all. He doesn't have kids. He's gay. Yeah. Never had kids. He's gay. Never had. Don't even have a lover. If he had a lover, he wouldn't be doing this shit. If he had somebody up his fucking ass. Okay? He used to be fucking someone. I don't know what happened to him. So now he's aggravated. All right? He's aggravated and he needs some. That's why he miserable. Yep. Okay. uh, he's Santeria. He probably a weirdo though. He probably on the way other. Yeah, he is a weirdo. He is. He is. He is. But I'm about to get off this shit. I got shit to do here, and I have readings to do tomorrow. I have to pick my son up on Wednesday. And yeah, I was telling you guys every Monday and Friday I'm gonna go live. for your love messages. You're still going to get your regular messages on this channel and my second channel, yes, but the videos are going to be shorter than usual. And, you know, because I have to maintain my time. Thursday and Friday, I'm going to have Khalil, but I'm still going to push out videos on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm still going to do videos as well. And Friday, I'm going to do videos because Friday, his dad is picking him up for practice. Okay? Hold on. I need to take some pills. I got such a headache right now. Hold on. Yeah. Oh shit. I grabbed the wrong thing. That's how my mind is fucked up. Ah, yes. Yeah, I'm gonna get the camera. As soon as I get off this live, I'm gonna um I'm gonna purchase it. So you have yourself a good night, and and I'm gonna do my shit here. But when people, I'm just gonna leave you with this jewel, right? When people continue to do stuff like this and there's some type of disruption happening in your life, just like Charles said, know that there's a huge blessing set up for you here. And when, you know, people who practice this shit, or people, you know, because he's satanic, the devil is always going to fuck with you. When there's a huge blessing set up for you here, you're always going to get these tests with people against you, people doing dumb shit, because that's what he wants. He wants a reaction. He wants me to act up. He wants me to miss my blessing, and I'm not going to miss my blessing here. Okay? So yeah, they have a problem making him move, but as hold on, hold on. But as the resident manager said, once we get the proof that we need, he's gonna hook it up somewhere that he can't see, but he's gonna be able to see his door and my door. And once we get that proof, then he's out of here. But they just need the proof. You can't kick somebody out without proof. You know what I'm saying? He could sue. He could sue for that. You know, he could sue for a lot of things. He could sue for defamation of character, falsely accusing him, and all type of shit. If they just do it like that, hearsay. They need proof. They need video proof of him doing it, catching him in the act. Okay? But he used a lot of vinegar. Yeah. You think that was a lot? Yesterday he used damn near the whole container on my shit. All right? So yeah, so I'm going to get off this shit, but again, lives Monday and Wednesday. If you guys would like to start the 30-day challenge with me, low carbs, no carbs, exercising for 30 days. I'm trying to get down to 175. So if you would like to start that challenge with me, let me know. Okay. We're going to start on Sunday. So, you know, get your scales out, weigh yourself, and yeah. But yeah, I gotta go now. I love you guys. Let me deal with this shit. Let me get my camera. And I see you guys. More videos coming out tomorrow. Okay. You'll start with me? Yeah, start with me. Start with me. Okay, so yeah. So more better videos coming out tomorrow on my second channel, I'm Possible. All right. I love you guys. And see you guys tomorrow. You're welcome. You're welcome. Bye.